Welcome to your journey of healing with the Healing Podcast, hosted by licensed clinician Monique Owe and co-host Dr. Mohn.
Thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast. I am your host, Monique Owe, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host here,
Dr. Mohn.
Okay, today's topic is things will change. So when we talk about change, people get concerned that things don't remain the same, and that can be in a positive or in a negative way sometimes. But let's take it from the approach of, we know people change. That happens sometimes for the good, sometimes for the worse. But I'm talking about circumstance. If you're in a predicament here where you feel like just a lot is going on and you feel like you can't catch a break, things will change. Things won't be the same. Here's a reminder. If you look back, look at your life right now. Whatever's happening, you might be happy, you might be unhappy. Think about 5 years ago. What was going on? I doubt it was the same thing as going on right now. Whether you feel like right now things are worse or things are better, what I'm saying is it's not the same as it was 5 years ago. So that's a proof to you things change. Things will not be the way they are today as long as you yourself keep doing something. Dr. Mohn, first, let's look at a reason why people want things to change. Dr. Mohn, let's talk about that thing. What are the things that people may be going through that they feel like, I just need things to change?
Financial issues. Maybe, with your job, maybe you're not happy, with your current job. A lot of family situations that you want things to be different relationships.
Yep, that's all true. That is all true, Dr. Mohn. So, for example, if it is, finances takes a big toll, right? You may be struggling right now. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You're just trying to make ends meet. Well, guess what? It won't remain the same because two things. If you keep showing up at work and doing something, there's a possibility of a promotion. You should go ahead and do something and apply for that promotion. Let's say your job is not one where there is no promotion, there's no growth. Then you might need to change something and get another job. That will improve your finances, right? But let's say, taking another job right now is not good for you for whatever reason. You just need to be there at that one because it's very convenient. Well, you know what will change your financial situation in the sense of you're going to keep paying down that bill every month. Let's say your debt is full because you're paying a car or a credit card bill that's really taking your money. Well, here's the thing how things can change. Keep paying down that bill, but don't keep using that credit card. Just keep paying on it. The bill will reduce, it will continue to reduce, and it will be paid off, right? If it's a loan, keep paying down the loan. It will continue to reduce, car loan, personal loan, whatever it is, and that loan will be paid off. And that money you were paying will now go back into your pocket. If you have people in your life that are negative and affecting you, that will change because you will continue to do something forward that will change them being in your life because you're going to change. You're going to maybe stop your interaction with them as much. You're going to focus more on you. That will either cause a person to fall off naturally or they're going to get with the program. Just start changing certain habits for you. Your weight, if it's weight, right, Dr. Mohn? Sometimes people struggle with that. Long as you do something different, right, Dr. Mohn? We do have to do something different. Would you agree? It has to be something different. Whatever it is, you have to do something different for the change to occur. A guarantee that things won't change is if you do nothing. Right, Dr. Mohn, would you say? If I do nothing, can things change?
No.
Pretty much not, right? I have to do something. You have to do something. Now, life will continue to move forward, but for you, if you choose not to do anything different, you can have a guarantee things won't change. We're talking about if you do something different. Just start with something, one thing, right, Dr. Mohn?
Yeah.
One thing, and it will start to. You got to keep doing it, right, Dr. Mohn? I think that's the thing. Dr. Mohn, why is it such a struggle with people believing, if you can identify, why is it such a struggle for people to believe that things will change?
Good question. I think that in a lot of cases, people don't want to put in the work. It's easy to say, well, I don't like my job or I don't like my weight, but a lot of times we often understand that, what we're going to have to do in order to make things differently. So, you didn't gain those pounds overnight. You're not going to lose them overnight. So you're going to have to, like you said, change your diet, get out and get some exercise. That's hard work. Now, you'll love the results, but some people just aren't ready to put in that work. When you talk about a job, sometimes we just get complacent. No, we don't like it. No, we're tired of it. We're tired of the same old, but actually applying for another job, or just like, well, I like working from home, so you just continue to complain,
right?
But you want more money, and you want a different, supervisor. You want more opportunities to move up. Well, what are you doing? Right. It's going to take some work. It's going to take maybe putting yourself out there. And I just think sometimes, we just get complacent. We like to complain, but we don't want to put in the work.
That's a good one. We get complacent. We like to complain, but we don't want to do the work. And that is true. Everything you said, Dr. Mohn, I appreciate you saying that, because I think that is the thing. One, I think people have unrealistic expectations because they feel like it's going to be overnight. And I don't care what it is. It's not going to happen overnight. Again, I told y'all, people can win the lottery. Yes. That is an overnight kind of switch, but it still takes you a few weeks to get that check. So it's not overnight. What I'm saying, though, is, okay, you can go viral at any moment. Yes, that might be overnight. You went viral, but you got to continue that thing for you to stay popular, right? You got to keep doing that thing. But here's to go back to what Dr. Mohn said. Yes, you will have to change something with weight. You didn't gain it overnight. So don't think you're going to lose it overnight. Just because this 1 week you start eating healthy, it's probably not going to change much then. You might even lose a pound or two. But to lose 50 pounds, 30 pounds, 20 pounds, you're going to have to be consistent with that change in your behavior about that diet, right? Is it possible? Yes. We have seen transformation, right, Dr. Mohn? Have you seen before and afters?
Absolutely.
And you see people like, look what they did that, and they said, is it possible? People, that's not possible. Yes, it is. Now, I have personally seen people, and I even personally know that you can change some things and you will start to lose the pounds. You can do different things to tone up. If your goal is to tone up, maybe your goal is to thicken up. Maybe I got to eat a little bit more because I'm tired of being so slim. It's a guarantee. You eat certain foods a certain way, certain times, you're going to start packing on the pounds if that's what you need to do, if you need to bulk up. I think one thing was true. I read a quote, Dr. Mohn, the other day or something, and it said, what you see is, for this quick moment of success for an athlete, them playing that game or winning that championship, an hour, 2-hour game, took 20 years of them being consistent every day in the gym to shoot, every day getting up early, practicing, running, training for just a moment in the game, right? Or Olympic stage, or whatever your competition may be. Think about it. I mean, Dr. Mohn, you have athletes as children, right?
Yes.
I think you yourself, too. You said you were an athlete, right? Well, I think for that one game, how long do you have to train?
I mean, you have to be consistent. And you're absolutely right. You have to be in the gym. You have to have training. You practice. And this is a year-round thing to be competitive.
Right.
Now, if we're talking about for fun, then it just it is what it is. It is what it is. You might have some natural ability, but to get to a point where you're winning championships or you're actually competing on a collegiate level, you have to be consistent, which is almost every day working on your body. And it's not just being in the gym; it's what you do, out of the gym. Are you at home stretching? Are you eating right? Are you doing push-ups, set-ups? Yeah,
exactly.
You have to be consistent.
It is consistency. Now I remember what the quote, it was about Usain Bolt. And I think many people, if you follow the Olympics, he's a track star. But I'll say with any track star, they combined every race he ran, that he won, the minutes. They said he has so many $1 million now off of a combined total of 2 hours running. Wow. So they calculated all the wins, the seconds. Yeah. Because, they go fast, right? That's one, they're running that track in a minute or two. Right. They combined all the minutes of his wins, and it said 2 hours of running got him $20 million. But his ability to run like that, to get the money, took him 20 years of training. And if you go back into it, his story, I was running with no shoes. Somebody saw me in my neighborhood running with no shoes, and this guy gave him shoes. And it was every day him just running back and forth. Well, think about it. That's from childhood to adulthood to somebody training you to finally get to this stage. So it's time to perform now. Go. And in 2 minutes, it's over. The race is over. I won. I got my medal. I got my money. But that took me how long to get here? To get up early, to go to sleep early, to eat right, to run again, to get an injury, to be sore, to heal from the injury, right? All those things take time. And I think we don't give ourselves time for the change. Dr. Mohn, I think we feel like because we see success, it should be happening overnight. Right, Dr. Mohn?
Yeah, that's what we want.
Right? I mean, let's look at us. So we're both therapists. I don't think this happened overnight. I think it took some years of schooling.
Yes.
Took some internships, some hours, some You had to graduate,
a lot of money,
a lot of money, some training to be able to get to this point. And I think we forget, first of all, we don't enjoy the victory we do get. I think we always want more. But the thing is, you weren't always here where you are now. You had to get here. It took years to get here. I think people look at online, they see people get successful on social media. They say it's success, but you're still not looking at all the content, all the hours that went into them practicing their jokes, their content, filming the video, redoing the video, filming it again to post it, to give you a couple minutes of a video, but it took hours to put that together, right? So I think we have to realize that change will come if you do something different, but you do have to be dedicated, right?
And I also want to add, and then you have to be humble and to be a student. Even with all the years it took for us to get where we are, we are still students. This world is ever changing, and so we have to continue to adapt. Just with having sessions, on Zoom, that's new,
true.
And it comes with different techniques and things of that nature. So you talk about it's across the board from therapy to sports. Like you have to continue to. Comedians, you have to, with this social media thing, it's totally different. You can do skits and things on social media and get likes and get paid that way. So you have to continue to be a student and work hard, put in the work. And a lot of times people don't understand that if you do not put in the work, you're not going to get any results or the results you want.
Right. Not at all. You won't. You'll find yourself bitter and jealous and envious and feeling like, why are they always successful and you're not? Well, one, they're doing something you're not doing. And I don't care what your talent is. You might be a musician. Even the beautiful classical artists that can play in an orchestra, in a wonderful symphony, or even in a concert. How many years of training did it take those artists to get there? Of them recording stuff and the people saying, nope, do it again. And nope, do it again. Nope, do it again. And you're like, really? And then the parents tell them, nope, get back in there and practice that violin. You're like, really? I wanted to go outside and play. No, practice that violin. How many years did it take to get to that stage? So again, like Dr. Mohn said, it's, put in the work. And I think don't be so happy. Don't be so focused on the rush, because it's going to happen. I almost want to say it's guaranteed if you keep putting in the work. I know it can be discouraging. I'm not saying every moment is happy. I don't think that training is always happy. I don't think people are happy to wake up early every day and in the rain have to run again and the person said you got to do it faster. Really? Like, I don't think it's always happy, but I think it's guaranteed if you keep doing it, you will have a form of success. You just got to keep at it, right? Because your turn will happen. Social media influencers, if you like that, if you look at them, I think just about every social media influencer that I like to follow, and they'll say, just keep putting out the content. They'll say, if you look at me years ago, my stuff was not where it is today. It sounded choppy, it sounded terrible, but I just kept doing it. And then one day something happens and boom, that's the thing that caught traction. And next you have opportunities that come from that. But what you do have to keep doing is keep putting it out there. If you put it out, stop for a year, put it out, stop for months, put it out, stop for a week. That's not going to work. You got to keep putting it out there, right? It will resonate with somebody, right? Work, therapy, keep going to school, keep getting your hours, keep learning. Like Dr. Mohn said, we're students. It will happen. So, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a segue here and just you guessed it, we're going to get into the situation. Dr. Mohn, what's our situation for today?
All right. Thanks, Monique. All right, here we go. Dear Healing Podcast. I am diagnosed with bipolar. When I am under high amounts of stress, and it triggers manic episodes. My manic episodes can get pretty bad. I have worked hard to be able to manage my condition and to have done pretty well. But I have recently decided to stop taking medication for it. I feel like I think clearer when I'm off my meds. My family is concerned about this because they feel like with certain stress in my life, I will eventually spiral and have to be admitted to the hospital. So do you think my family's concerns are valid? Should I get back on my meds? Wow, good question. And I appreciate you for, trusting, some of our, tips. But I would definitely say I would not do anything with not taking my meds until I've, spoken with my doctor. So I'm hoping that that is a plan of yours. I want to commend you on recognizing your progress and being able to manage your condition. But it sounds like you've been managing your condition while on your medications. And so I think that it's important to make sure that you are talking to your doctor about, how you're feeling. You pretty much said that, your condition, you're not able to think as clearly as you would like to because of the meds. I think this is important to talk to your doctor about before you just decide not to stop taking it. And so definitely, if you're having some concerns, please go talk to your doctor and, create a plan. If that's the decision that you and your doctor come, up with, then allow him to, slowly take you off your meds and just to not to stop taking them altogether. So that would be my advice.
Thank you for writing into the Healing Podcast and sharing your situation. I would agree. You got to talk to maybe your health professional to discuss that maybe changing. I don't think stopping cold turkey will be a benefit because sometimes the side effects from stopping cold turkey can really have an adverse effect, right? Can really cause some other issues. But let's just say you don't like it. I know a couple reasons people don't like taking those meds. Weight gain, like I said, you said not thinking clearly. You feel like you're always in the fog sometimes. And when you don't take them, you feel like you are clear, right? You're not gaining the weight, and you feel like that's better. But like Dr. Mohn said, you got to talk to your doctor. Maybe that's a side effect. Maybe they can do something to treat the side effect, or maybe they can change your med. Maybe your body's not adjusting to that one very well. Here's what I'll say. Is it a possibility to be off of meds? I think some people do. Some people can work it. They got to work really hard, though, to work on themselves. Like, you can't not be in therapy. You can't be in situations that are high stress. Like, you really going to have to work hard to recognize your triggers, recognize in the moment if you are going to have a trigger to do what you have to do to avoid it causing something bigger. So what I'm saying is that's a lot of work. Is it possible? Anything's possible. So I will say that. Is it going to involve a lot? It's going to involve a lot of things, a lot of wellness, a lot of nutrition, a lot of taking care of yourself, a lot of monitoring how you feel, and not being fearful if something does go wrong to go back on the meds. So yeah, is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Does it mean you're going to always end up in the hospital? No, not always. But I think you have to look at your history. If your family says their concern is when you're off your meds, you wind up in the hospital, how often does it happen? Is it immediately? Is it 3 months? Is it when something big happens and it calls you to just, have to have a admission? And you have to look at that. So what I'm saying, you're going to have to study yourself a long time and know yourself. We do both commend you for working on yourself and expressing yourself and wanting to get off meds. And I get it. Who wants to be on medication all their life? But sometimes if that medication will help you to be able to function, it is fine. It is not a problem. Just talk to your health professional. Dr. Mohn, anything else about this situation today? All right. Thank you for writing into the Healing Podcast. If you are out there and want to write in and share your situation, please go to support@thehealingpodcast.com and send that email to that address. Or go to thehealingpodcast.com, hit the contact tab and share your situation that way. To mention our sponsor for today, got to mention healingexpressionsllc.com. If you are in the Atlanta or Georgia area and would like to get some therapeutic services or know someone who needs therapeutic services, hit the contact tab and see if Healing Expressions can help you out today. Okay, so going back into things will change. I'm just going to say, listen, I know there's stress from your situation sometimes, right, Dr. Mohn? You said relationships and jobs, finances, all those things, you're just not happy, right? You feel like, how will it ever get there? It will. Dr. Mohn and I have both said you're going to have to do something different, right? Things will change. You just can't keep doing the same thing. You're either going to have to stop hanging out with certain people, stop doing certain habits and behaviors, stop doing the thing that is taking all your money. Like, if all your money is going because you're spending it on a habit, like maybe you smoke or maybe you drink excessively, maybe every weekend you got to go get drinks. Well, you can't do that every weekend. If every weekend you're spending $200 on drinks and going out, well, see if you can reduce that to $100. And then that other $100, put it towards the bank, your savings. Keep doing that. You'll have some more money in your bank. You can maybe make that purchase or do something different or get that other apartment or that house. You're going to have to keep doing that though, right? Stop comparing yourself to everyone else that you see. I think, you know what, Dr. Mohn, I think the main problem is people keep comparing.
You know what I say? People are always worried about what somebody else is doing.
That is true, right, Dr. Mohn? That is true. I think here's the thing. You never know what a person is facing and how they're maintaining that thing. So I think you may want that person's life. Do you know all that they're having to go through to have that life, right? Even if relationship, maybe you're not married, you want to be married. Marriage takes work, right? I don't think it has to always be negative work, so I don't mean that. I think, but that person had to get there. I don't think they had to meet him or them or her somehow. So I think they had to be somewhere to meet the person. So you might need to change that. At least you might have to go out a little bit more. You don't got to go out to the club or to the party. Maybe you're not a big person, that's a big thing, but you're going to have to do something. Dr. Mohn mentioned a while ago in one of our episodes, you might have to get on a dating app. You might have to go to a speed dating. You might have to, I tell you might have to just go out and sit, like Dr. Mohn said earlier, sit in the park. Go out, read a book, and then if somebody comes by, smile and say something back. Women, sometimes we have a problem, an issue receiving a compliment from a man. He just gave a compliment. He didn't say he wanted anything else. Hey, you look nice today. Be happy, smile, and say thank you. Gentlemen, if you feel like, I don't know if I can go up to her, the most she can do is say no. That's the worst she can do. What if she says, yes, nice talking to you? What if you have a great conversation and it turns into something else, right? And same thing with you. Maybe you don't know how to receive a compliment from a woman. Maybe the woman says, you look very nice today, sir. And you like, just receive it. That's the different thing you'll do. And by you doing something different, what can happen? A potential relationship till that marriage, if that's what you desire. So do something different, right? So only thing we're going to say with the healing tip with this, I'm going to say is do something different, right? What do you say, Dr. Mohn? Anything else about how do I get things to change?
Put in the work. That's what I'm going to say.
Put in the work. Okay, so we got to do something different. Put in the work. Stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Use it. I always tell people inspiration, motivation, but don't compare your life because you don't know what that person had to go through to get there. Oh, well, you know what I'm going to say? Talk to that person. How about this? Instead of assuming and judging and being envious and jealous, why don't you ask the person what they had to do to get to where they are? Ask them that. And then that might help you to do the thing because you might be lost. I will give you this. Maybe you just don't know where to start. So you don't know what to do. And you want to ask somebody. Yes, I will say you got to also ask questions. Read a book, ask questions, look up videos, research, and it will change. Dr. Mohn, anything else about this topic today about things will change?
No.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning into the Healing Podcast. We appreciate your support. And let me go ahead and leave you with this. And that is, it may take time, but things will get better. I thank you. That was very simple. It may take time, but things will get better. Thank you for tuning into the Healing Podcast, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.